Self-compassion heals faster than self-criticism ever could. Think about how easily we turn on ourselves, the way we replay our mistakes, criticize our flaws, and measure our worth against impossible standards. We convince ourselves that harshness is discipline, that self-criticism keeps us humble, that being hard on ourselves somehow makes us stronger. But the truth is, self-criticism doesn't build resilience, it quietly erodes it. It chips away at our confidence, weakens our motivation, and turns growth into punishment. It's like trying to heal a wound by reopening it over and over again, hoping that somehow, the pain will make us better. Yet pain without compassion only deepens the scar. Self-compassion, on the other hand, is not weakness. It's not an excuse or a lack of accountability. It's courage, the courage to face your imperfections without judgment, to sit with your pain without shame, to be kind to yourself even when you think you don't deserve it. It's understanding that growth requires gentleness, not guilt. When you practice self-compassion, you create space to breathe, to reflect, and to try again. You allow yourself to learn from your mistakes instead of being defined by them. You start to treat yourself the way you would treat someone you love, with patience, forgiveness, and hope. And when that happens, something shifts inside you. You stop fighting yourself and start healing. Imagine how you speak to a friend who's struggling. You don't tell them they're worthless for failing. You don't shame them for feeling lost. You remind them that mistakes are human, that progress takes time, that no one has it all figured out. You encourage them to keep going. But when it comes to ourselves, we rarely offer that same kindness. We hold ourselves to standards we'd never impose on anyone else. We tell ourselves that we should have known better, done better, been better. And yet, all this does is close the door on growth. Self-compassion reopens it. It says, you are allowed to be learning. It reminds you that being human means being imperfect, and that's not a flaw, it's a fact. Self-compassion isn't about ignoring your mistakes, it's about changing the way you respond to them. Instead of saying, I failed, so I'm not good enough, it says, I failed, so I have something to learn. That small shift in perspective changes everything. It replaces shame with understanding and defeat with determination. It gives you permission to move forward without carrying the heavy weight of self-blame. When you treat yourself with compassion, your mind becomes a safer place to grow. You no longer fear failure as much because you know you won't abandon yourself when it happens. You learn to trust your own strength again, not because you're perfect, but because you're patient. There's a quiet power in being gentle with yourself. It's not loud or dramatic. It doesn't need to prove anything. It simply allows you to show up, to try, to stumble, to begin again. Self-compassion teaches you that healing is not linear, that progress comes with pauses, and that some days surviving is enough. It teaches you that you can be a work in progress and still be worthy of love. The moment you stop demanding perfection from yourself, you start discovering your true potential. Because when your energy isn't consumed by self-judgment, it becomes available for growth, creativity, and peace. You stop fearing your flaws and start learning from them. You stop running from your pain and start understanding it. And in that understanding, healing begins. We live in a world that glorifies toughness, where showing emotion is seen as weakness and vulnerability is mistaken for fragility. But the strongest people are not the ones who never break, they are the ones who learn how to be kind to themselves when they do. Self-compassion gives you that strength. It allows you to hold your own hand through the storm instead of waiting for someone else to rescue you. It's the quiet reminder that even when you fall apart, you are still worthy of care. You don't have to earn your worth by doing everything right, you already have it by simply being human. And when you finally believe that, you stop tearing yourself down every time you make a mistake. You begin to build yourself up with the same tenderness you give to others. Healing through compassion is not about pretending everything is fine. It's about acknowledging that things hurt, and still choosing to love yourself through it. It's about learning to say, I'm doing my best, even when your best doesn't look like much. It's about recognizing that rest is not laziness, that needing time is not failure, that slow progress is still progress. Self-compassion invites you to be on your own side, not as an enemy, but as a friend. It whispers in moments of doubt, you are trying. You are learning. You are enough. And when that voice grows louder than the critic inside you, you start to see yourself differently. You start to believe that healing is possible. You start to live like you deserve peace, because you do. So the next time you catch yourself spiraling in self-criticism, pause. Ask yourself, would I say this to someone I love? If the answer is no, you don't deserve to say it to yourself either. Replace the harsh words with ones that heal. Speak to yourself with compassion, especially when it feels hardest. That's when you need it most. The wounds you carry don't heal faster because you judge them, they heal because you care for them. And the same goes for your heart. When you choose compassion over criticism, you stop living in survival mode and start living in self-acceptance. You begin to rebuild yourself from the inside out, softly, steadily, and sincerely. Because in the end, the truth remains simple but powerful: self-compassion heals faster than self-criticism ever could.